Hi friends, it's Nyeca here today, and today we're going to be sewing up the Nyeca dress version. I'm super excited about it. This option is going to be the strap option of this pattern, and if you're looking for the sleeved option or peplum option, you can find our other video where I sew that one up. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna start by adding a little bit of knit interfacing to the sweetheart neckline. So that way it holds its shape really nicely. Now we're going to grab our front center and our side sleeve or side bodice. So here's my front center outer. Here's my front center liner. I'm gonna put it over here. Here's my sides with the liner, and here's my sides with the outer. I'm using the same fabric for liner and outer. And you can use the same fabric if you want, or if you want to use a different fabric, that's fine. But you want to make sure that it matches in weight. Now, what I'm going to do, or like, you know, if the outer is light, you want to use a light liner, you know, so that way it's not like your outer is tight and your liner is loose, you know. Anyway, now we're going to grab our pieces. I'm going to place them like they're going to go. You see how this is kind of facing around out. So this is how you want it to go. And what we're going to do is now we're going to grab our edge piece and turn it right sides together here and match up the outer raw edge right sides together. And you have a little bit of a curve, so you're just going to be following that curve as it goes around. Okay, and that will be your one side, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. All right, and we're going to do the same exact thing to the liner. All right, so we're going to go ahead and sew those edges together. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and steam that seam towards the inside, and you can top stitch it if you want. I am not. Just moving on to the next step. All right, now we're going to grab our back and we're going to open it up, and we're going to match up those sides of our bodice. Now remember that this is the strap version. So if you're doing the sleeved version, then it's different than this. So make sure you check out that video where I sew up the version with the sleeves. This is the strap version. So I'm sewing up these sides, right sides together, liner with liner, outer with outer. All right, so now we've got this bodice pretty much finished. What we need to do next is, because this back is going to kind of sit around your side, and yes, you'll have the straps, but you don't want the back to fall down. We want to put some clear elastic to add stability to the bodice so it doesn't flop down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here after the bust curve. You see here how it's got the bust curve here. We're going to start right here, and we're going to add some clear elastic. Now with clear elastic, it's very easy to add. I'm just going to do that now before I sew the front and back together. I mean the liner and outer together, because it just makes it easier. And I'm not cutting it a certain length. I'm just going to be putting it right onto the edge of my fabric here. And I'm going to zigzag stitch it on, feeding it as I go. You're not stretching it. You're not making it loose. You're just putting it a little taunt all the way around the whole back, coming all the way around to the other end of that front bust area right here. So we're just going to go all the way around, and we're only going to put it on one piece, the liner or outer. We're not going to put it on both, just on one. I'm going to show you how to do that all the way around on my sewing machine, but we're also going to prep our straps. All right, to prep my straps, I'm going to fold them wrong sides together first and make like a long tube. Then I'm going to open them up and fold the two edges into that half that crease we created. And then we're gonna fold right again down the middle. I'm gonna go to my sewing machine and sew a stitch down one side and then the other side to top stitch the strap. I'm gonna do that for both. All right, to top stitch my straps, I'm just doing a regular straight stitch, or whatever stitch you want to do on your sewing machine. And I'm going like really close to the edge. All right, now to attach the clear elastic, I'm gonna switch to a zigzag stitch. And I'm gonna make my stitch probably about like length of 2 and width of 3.5 is what my stitch is. And we're gonna go towards the back. So we're gonna start where I showed you. Whoop, my elastic's all crooked. We're gonna start where I showed you, and we're gonna place that elastic. You can go do like an inch off here, so that way you can hold it up here as you start. And the elastic's gonna be like right pretty much at the edge of the fabric right here. So I'm gonna grab it here on the back, and then I'm gonna hold it so that when I get it started, now that's started, I'm not pulling on it, I'm just keeping it taut right there on the fabric and zigzag stitching it on. All the way around the whole back. And we're going to come all the way up to that front area here. When I get here, I can go ahead and clip that rest of the elastic off. And I'll show you, I have my elastic is sewn all the way around. You see the elastic, the stitch there, and the elastic is on. It's just a little zigzag stitch all the way around. Our straps are ready, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut the elastic 1/2 inch shorter than the strap, and we're going to feed it right through. I'm using one of these little turning tool things. I'm just going right through, but you can use a bobbin, a clip or something like that to feed it through the strap. When it gets to the edge here, you're going to put a clip on there or kind of some way to hold it. And then you're gonna pull it out on the other side and then hold it on this other side. And you can go ahead and go baste these edges together so that it's not gonna come out. But I'm just gonna wait on that because I'm gonna do it all at the same time when I'm sewing them on. So it's a little bit riskier to do it that way, but I take risks sometimes. Now to make sure it's not gonna come off, sometimes I like to put a pin here on the inside of the strap. That way, if my clip falls off or something, my strap doesn't disappear into the strap itself before I sew it on. And I just realized something. I don't know if you saw that. I didn't sew my strap all the way through. I feel like I know I kind of got off here. So I'm gonna go over there and top stitch that down again. Fix my mistake. All right, my straps are ready to be put on. Now I'm doing the regular strap, so I'm just gonna place my strap edge right sides together at the edge of that princess seam right there. So it's gonna be on the inside edge of that. I'm just gonna clip it right there. And then the other one again. Now, if I have the white straps, the white straps are gonna go right in between that princess seam is where the white strap is gonna go. Then I'm gonna turn it the other way, flip those straps up, and you can baste that first and then come back and do this, but I'm going to do them both, baste them both at the same time. I'm going to grab my pattern piece, and here's the back strap placement here. See that line? So we're going to bring this over and place it right where that line is, but we're going to fold it under because it's going to be attached like this. So then when you pull it up, it'll be this way. So the attachment will be like this. So I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And you can go ahead and top stitch that right there. All right, we finished our straps and we're going to turn our bodice, but we want our straps to go underneath our bodice. So they're facing, the bodice is up here, but the straps are just hanging down there, kind of chilling at the bottom. You may have to trim all these threads or trim them after, we'll see. And then we're gonna grab our liner and I'm gonna place it right on top, matching the top edge. We're gonna start here at the curve of the bust. So we're gonna place it right sides together here at the curve of the bust. And the best way to sew this curve here is to draw the seam allowance and where the middle place is. Make sure it's all nice and even. Here's my middle point, and then I want to draw my seam allowance to that middle point. And I'm going to start about 2 inches away from this middle point and sew with a stretch stitch on my sewing machine. I'm going to put that pin right here, right where that V is, and go down here, stop, pivot, and go up to create that nice V. And I'll do that all the way over to the seam here. So I'll start here at the seam and do my triple stitch. I'm going to do the triple stitch here all the way around. Then that way we can clip onto this rounded edge with our like little scissors, and it'll give you a better rounded bust area here. So we're going to start here and go all the way around. If you want to draw your seam allowance all the way around, you can, but you don't have to. The main part is here at the point, so you know where to stop and pivot and go around and end up here. And then the rest of it we can go ahead and sew with the serger. So I'll pick up here and then just go around the back of it with my serger, or if you want to still do it on your sewing machine, you can continue to do it on your sewing machine. That's fine as well. Oop. My clip just went flying. So raw edges, right sides together. While I'm there, I'm also going to work on my skirt. That is the back and this is the front. So I want to make sure that I mark my back. Now I won't be adding pockets to this pattern, but if you were to add pockets, what I'm going to show you is my pattern piece. You would place your pattern piece right sides together. So the right side of the fabric would go to the right side of the skirt, and you would sew it on according to your markings on your pocket. You would sew one piece to the right side, one piece to the front, one piece to the back, and they would both be right sides together with the same side you're doing the pocket on. If you're doing both pockets, you will put one of these on each seam, and then when you go to sew it together, so right now we're going to place our front and backs right sides together. So if you would have already sewn that pocket on there, you would see that you would have the pocket pieces hanging out right here on the outside. So what you would do now is you would start at the top and sew down, and then go around and back up and then down the side if you had a pocket, matching up the 2 pocket pieces right sides together. But I'm not doing a pocket, so I'm going to remove that and I'm just going to piece it together. Comment below and let me know what you think. Do you like pockets or no pockets? Listen, this is my whole situation with pockets on a dress. Dresses, a pocket sometimes, if you put anything on a dress, it will pull, if it's a knit dress, it will pull that dress down and make it look frumpy to me. Because it's something heavy and knit stretches. Now, if it's a stable knit, like a Liverpool or a Ponte or something like that, then I may add a pocket. But if it's a double brush poly or something that stretches really a lot, I feel like it just drags the whole dress down. So I avoid the pockets. Now on wovens, I'll put pockets, but this kind of dress, I feel like it's too much bulk for me. What do you think? For this step, I'm using a triple stitch to sew my front piece right here where my neckline is. And remember to keep that seam allowance and go all the way around the front. All right, once I get to that point, we lift up the foot, but we don't lift up the needle. and we just turn and go around the other way. Now, like I said, the rest of it I'm going to be sewing with a serger all the way around. And I'm gonna go ahead and sew up the sides of my skirt. Alrighty, so now to work on this bust, we're going to cut that all the way, that little heart shape here, all the way to the thread, and we're gonna give a few cuts here at around the whole bust area, so that way when we flip it over, it flips nice and even. And you can understitch here. You can just give it a really good steam and push it towards the liner and then understitch it, but I don't really love understitching, so I think I'm gonna call it, and I think it looks really cute, so I think it's gonna be good. Make sure that you give it a really good steam and poke it out and trim all the tails that came out. It's gonna be so cute. All right, so now to attach the skirt, what I'm going to do is, I thought I had marked my front and back, but I don't know where it went. All right, so this is my front and that is my back, and I'm going to match up the side seams and mark where my front and my back are. And I'm going to mark the same thing on my bodice. And then we're going to grab our skirt and we're going to fit it right into our bodice, matching the back to the back and the front to the front. Right sides together, so the outer of the bodice is touching the right side of the skirt, and then match the sides, the back, and then the other side. All right, now to sew this on, is recommended that you add clear elastic. Now you can add the clear elastic first, but I like to go ahead and sew it all together at the same time. You can zigzag stitch it on like we did on the bodice, but I'm just gonna feed it right through as I serge it, and I'm gonna show you how. All right, one thing to make sure for sure is that you have your 3 layers together and that they're touching, and that there's nothing else cut in there but just those 3 layers. Well, those 3 layers and then your clear elastic as well. So I'm going to put that clear elastic there, lift up my foot and place it right on there. Make sure all 3 layers are nice and even here all the way to my next clip. So I'm going to hold them there, and then a clear elastic is just right on top. And I'm running that clear elastic right at the edge of my knife, so it's not getting caught at the knife, it's just getting sewn in. Then I remove my clip and go to my next quarter point and go all the way around doing that. It's actually, you know, maybe like it takes a little bit of practice, but you just have to kind of go with it, you know, like don't be scared, you can do it, and just go. And what happens if you trim off a little bit? It's fine, you just keep going. And what happens if a little piece doesn't catch quite right? It's fine, you'll come back and you can just sew it back on. There is no reason why we should be so afraid, because we can always fix our mistakes. I think that sometimes we're so hard on ourselves when it comes to sewing that, you know, like we get so scared and we end up not doing something because we're so scared that we're going to mess it up. But how are we going to get better if we don't just try? One more quarter and we'll be done with the dress. I'm going to head over and hem, and that's it. Our dress is done. I'm going to try it on and show you what it looks like. I'm super excited about it. Oh my gosh, my dress almost got cut. That would have been a bad mistake. That would have maybe been one of those mistakes you really can't fix. All right, friends, we are finished. Look at this dress. I love how this turned out. One of my favorite things about this pattern is the fact that it's so versatile with the longer sleeve and even the dress version with the longer sleeve. It's such a cute version for fall and winter, but when spring and summer start approaching, this strap version is really, really nice because you can layer it and you can wear it when it's really hot. So this is such a versatile pattern. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't yet so you never miss any of our tutorials. Go grab the pattern and sew it up with me. Comment below and let me know which version you're going to sew up first. Alright, I'll see you all next time. Bye!